Hey, greetings everyone. It's GleeCon back again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. On our most recent episode, we read about the Ungoro crater in the Dungeons & Dragons World of Warcraft Classic kind of marriage there. And we've also been playing World of Warcraft Classic to play through and see the lore in-game for all of that. And the goal is to have one of every race, one of every class. So we've done 4 videos of that so far. The most recent one, we covered a second Valley of Trials with a troll this time. But that was sort of an abbreviated video because I didn't want to make a redundant video. Now, the same thing is going to happen with our Gnome because Gnomes still have the same starting zone as Dwarves, and we've already played through a Dwarf. So the only thing that we're going to do is play around for a few moments with this Gnome, and then we'll, up until we get the class trainer campaign, we'll look at all the different Gnome options, because as we saw with the trolls, there is actually a difference in the text, even if it's based on your race. So like what the letter that goes to a warrior Gnome is going to be different than the one that a dwarf receives. So just to get the slight different flavor of that, there's also one quest that's Gnome specific that we'll do. That's Gnome specific to the area, but won't be covered by this character because it's for warlocks only. So we'll talk about that one as well. But anyway, let's enter the world. Let's hear the story of the gnomes, and then we'll start playing around with Maleficent. If you are in the know, Maleficent is a gnome mage, and she is the wife of Millhouse, Manastorm. So she's a boss in Shadowlands, among other things. So she's kind of a feisty little character. But this is going to be her in her single days before her and Millhouse settle down, so to speak, and how she became the powerful mage that we know.
Brilliant gnomes are held as one of the most peculiar races of the world, with their obsession for developing radical new technologies and constructing marvels of mind-bending engineering. It's a wonder that any gnomes have survived to proliferate.
Poor Gnomergon.
The gnomes have contributed ingenious weapons to aid the Grand Alliance in its fierce battles against the Horde. Thriving within the wondrous techno-city of Gnomergon, the gnomes shared the resources of the forested Dumora peaks with their dwarven cousins. Yet recently, a barbaric menace rose up from the bowels of the earth and invaded Gnomergon. Aided by their dwarven allies, the gnomes fought a valiant battle to save their beloved city. Nevertheless, Gnomergon was irrevocably lost. The surviving
Gnomergon, rip.
The safety of the dwarven stronghold of Ironforge. There they remain, devising strategies to retake their city. As a gnome of proud standing, it falls to you to answer the challenge and lead your curious people to a brighter future.
All right, so I do not like that, but we are using Questy, like I mentioned before. This time we're going to be a mage. There is I figured it out. This HC. I guess I should have known this. That's hardcore. It's an add-on and a guild. But I'm not going to do that. It's you die one kind of time thing. We're not doing that here. That might be fun to play. Obviously, role playing is not super important on this server unless you really think your mom named you butt cheek or stinky and thick. Wah wah wee wah. Okay, so schlub. Alright, not that I really care, I just think it's good to know that what the vibe is constantly everyone only is concerned with hardcore, the add-on on this server. Okay. And maybe that contributes to why so many names are available, because people are constantly deleting anybody that dies. Let's play around with Millicent's powers here for a minute. And also, let's do the interface the way I like it with auto loot and action bars. That's just what I prefer. Okay. Oops. It's not showing them unless I missed another interface. Always show, yeah. Okay, well, for some reason it's being a little bit turdish. There we go. Oh, it's not, even though I clicked always show them, they're not. Whatever, no biggie. Alright, so Fireball is obviously what we want to be casting all the time. We should never need auto attack. That's not what mages do. I'll kick that off to the side. Frost Armor is a buff. It lasts 30 minutes. That's a big change. Increases my armor by 30. It may, if an enemy strikes me, they're slowed, and their attacks are slowed. So clearly I want that on all the time. We also have Shoot, but I don't have any wands. I think that that's cool to have a wand. I've never really had a wand character, but I think there's some way to make it viable. Escape Artist is my get me out of trouble here move. And Intelligence, a passive intelligence boost of 5% just makes it almost impossible to compete with mages. Any kind of intelligence-based class if they're a gnome. Alright, so let's get started. I'm not going to read the text again because we already read these things already. They want me to start with some gnomish gear here. That supplies to Tannock. We're not going to go that way. We are just going to go kill the wolves like they asked. And look, they have ice? Oh, he's level 4. I was going to say, how do they have ice already? Hey, we're just going to spam cast Fireball because there's really nothing else that we want to do. I guess if you ran out of mana, I don't really know how much of a problem that is. Well, this is pretty good. Unlike any of the ranged classes we've had so far, we are effectively murdering them long before they can get to us. So, a lot more damage, but of course, you are a lot weaker. It's telling me about drinking if I get low on mana. Got it. Put a little frayed cloak, little wolf cloak on my tiny little back. Millicent loves to kill the wolves. Yeah, I'm coming to kill them. Okay. Not going to worry about the... Can Rogue open lockboxes? Yes. Assume so, but probably, like every other dumb little thing, probably have to actually get a skill forge. They can't even wear leather, so this is going to greatly affect what I can wear. Obviously, I'm going to need some more mana as we go, too, because I'm just from killing a couple wolves, like, I'm going to be tapped out. Yeah, can't cast more.
Not enough mana.
Now let's see what happens if I have to melee this. Stab stat and defense stat goes up, so might actually be worth toughing that out. Oh, it's a leather belt. Okay. Continue to hunt these wolves. I only have 3 of the meat. I'm not getting good luck on my meat here. Oh, you know what? That's why the gnomes are going to get the conjure stuff. I don't like having... I don't know why it's doing that. It's a little annoying, but... Because these are just baby wolves, I am going to go ahead and not worry about... Oh, he's resisting my... And I've leveled up. So, what did I gain? Frost and Fire specs. I've gained hit points, mana, intellect, and spirit. I believe spirit, like they said, is mana regen and... so if you notice, there was a little bit of a delay on my cast there because I got hit. So, that's still a thing. But that was pretty pronounced. Okay. Old Millie. What does this do? Oh, it also, so not only does this do good damage, but it puts a dot on them. Whatever. Alright, so I guess I will drink some of this water, even though I'm going to run out of... I only have 2 water, so... whatever. I'll drink up, since I'm... I guess that's probably why they're going to give me the conjure food and water, or whatever it is. Alright, finally got that wolf meat. So, this is going to just about take us to the end of what we're going to play. Old Stinky and Thick's just sitting around being stinky. Thick, I guess. But what I will do is I will level up Millicent here. And, on my own, and we'll get to see more of her on a future episode. I'll take the rabbit handler gloves.
Watch your back. How are ya?
Alright, so Glyphic Memorandum. The gnomes get memorandums. While you were helping me out, this memorandum was given to me to pass on to you. Oh, my voice is wrong, I'm sorry. Take some time to read it when you have a chance. I'm thinking it came from the mage tenor, Marek. Take a gander at it and go find him inside Anvilmar when you've a chance.
Off with you.
Will do, my friend. Will do.
Well met. Be good.
Wah Wah Wee Wah was sitting right on that quest guy. Rude. Okay, so maybe we can learn a little bit something other than just Fireball. And I haven't even decided what kind of mage I want to make yet. We'll just play along. We have a little bit of time before we have to make that decision. Gonna go head to the back where they make the dwarves just relegate the bookish people. They're like, you go hang out in the back here.
Honored, I'm sure.
Greetings, I'm a gnome mage trainer and you're a mage. I guess that was a joke. He loves himself. Yeah, what's that, gnome? Speak up if you don't mind. I don't hear so good after a few ales. Oh, because he's drunk. Oh yeah, arcane arts, of course. Here's what you need to know, Maleficent. Don't get into too much trouble. Save some coin to buy me an ale, or any spells you might want, and stay the heck away from Gnomeregan. Other than that, have a good day. I'll be here if you need me, or you want to train, or whatever.
Very well, then.
Sounded like he was coming on to me. Alright, so let's look at the other memorandums. If you wanted to be a gnome warrior, you could have a simple memorandum. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Okay, and I'm not typing. There we go. Okay, so the simple memorandum would read, attention, you must report to Thran Corman immediately. He is located within building A3, also known as Anvilmar, to local inhabitants. After successfully making contact with Corman, you will proceed to prepare yourself for the coming war, the war to take back our home of Gnomeregan. All efforts and essential tasks should be focused on achieving this directive. Once accomplished, a new task will be given to you. Oh, you know what? I forgot to read the actual... We're going to have to read it. I forgot to read the glyph itself. The memorandum itself, I mean. Ah, well, another memorandum from a gnome on a mission. Isn't this quaint? No, I ain't teasing you, little one. Gotta respect your tenacity, that much is for sure. I'd be just as peeved if Ironforge was taken by Dark Iron Dwarves, so don't be thinking I don't feel for your plight. Well, seeing how this is your prime directive, or whatever you're calling it these days, I gave my word I'd do whatever I can to make sure you and yours were ready to take back your home, and that's just what I'm going to do. Anytime you feel you're ready, come back to good old Thran, and I'll be happy to share my knowledge with you. There's some cost to me training you, but it won't be too expensive. Good luck. Okay, if we wanted to be a gnomish rogue, we would have an encrypted memorandum, which would read, you were expecting this to be a normal note from your king or whoever, I'm betting. Well, let's just say I know a thing or two about forging notes and wanted to make sure you got this one. Can't go calling attention to myself, now could I? I've holed myself up inside Anvilmar. You'll find me in the fire pit area. When you're ready, come talk to me. I just want to introduce myself while we have the time. Soam Hargren, the rogue trainer. Okay, and the progress is, glad to see you got my note and came over. Sorry about pretending it was a memorandum from your higher-ups. No offense intended. I just knew the two of us, along with others of our kind, got to stick together. Not many think it's the best thing in the world to have your kind and my kind hold up in the same city, but I think we can work things out just fine. What do you think? I pretty much keep to myself around here so we don't get a bad rap for things gone missing. But if you need anything, some training or something, just come back anytime. You and me got to understand it. We know when it comes down to you can only trust family, and that's just what we got going on here, isn't it? Regardless of Nomergon being overrun and whatever else is thrown our way, we got one another to back each other up, right? Oh, we got a Brotherhood of Thieves here. Okay, the etched rune, we cannot be hunters, nor can we be priests, so the hallowed rune doesn't make sense, and we can't be paladins, so the consecrated rune doesn't. But let's just read what the memorandum, since I forgot to read it in game. Spelled glyphic wrong. There we go. It would have read, 2 new students of the arcane arts, you are required to seek out and study under the gnome Marek Nurabit until such time comes that you are called upon to aid your people in reestablishing themselves in a new habitation. Plus, without trepidation, prepare yourself for rigorous testing procedures and a difficult acclimation process as you find a domicile and or any form of companionship with the local denizens. Questions regarding your duties and abilities should be redirected to Marek Nurabit. Okay, and had we wanted to be a warlock, we would get a tainted memorandum. That memorandum is tainted. Attention, remain silent, don't look around at anyone. Someone could be watching you this very moment. My name is Alamar Grimm. I've trained those willing to seek knowledge and greater power from words beyond. I've been asked to get in touch with you discreetly and inform you that I can train you further in a real form of magic. When you can, come find me in the back of Alamar. Alamar Grimm, the warlock trainer. Oh, and right here it says, and watch yourself, your kind ain't too trusted around these parts, meaning watch yourself, I think, as a warlock. Wonderful, you got my memorandum, obviously. Ignore the fools around you. The holy light, the sword and shield, these aren't paths for one as open-minded as us. Look at what normal magic did to our home. Coupled with those damn tinkerers, our race almost became extinct, and now we have to rely on the dwarves. They'd rather spend time allying with humans than help us rebuild our own home. We're like second-class citizens. Have you seen the way they look at us? But none of that matters. What matters is that you've seen your own holy light. You know where power truly comes from. You realize that having our own allies is much more prudent. Special allies, allies that no matter the task will obey to their last breath. And that's where I come in. I can train you in the beginnings of those special powers. Seek me out often, and I will do what I can to teach you more spells. Okay, so the only other thing that really comes down to it is, had we been a warlock, you would get the beginnings quest, which is a level 4 quest. Let's just see what it says. It says we would have to bring 3 feather charms to the warlock trainer. You must be the new warlock everyone's been whispering about. Must be someone's taken a liking to you if they've asked me to take time away from my research to start your training. Don't worry, I won't hold it against you. The simplest of the summoning spells you will learn is that of the imp. Before I impart this to you, however, you must prove that you have the necessary magical and physical ability. Bring me 3 feather charms from the Frostmane novices from the cave to the southwest. So you'd have to go in that troll cave and specifically hunt out the mages, which you've got to fight your way through anyway. Those feather charms the novices carry have some sort of magical power to them. It will be interesting to research them. I wouldn't have expected it from the trolls. Very good, very good. You've done well. Perhaps the interest that is being shown in you is deserved after all. That'll be for the others to decide, assuming your imp doesn't overpower you and rip your career in the bud. Oh, and nip your career. It's like rip your career in the bud. I've never heard that. For now, I'm satisfied that you'll probably survive your first few months as a warlock. A word about the imp. As a gnome knows, don't let its size fool you. Its magic can be very dangerous. So this seems to be a theme. In every area, we'll have a warlock-only quest, if there are warlocks available, because they have to have that extra little quest to unlock summoning. Okay, cool. So we have another episode wrapped up and in the pipe, 5x5. I will take Millicent on some journeys and get her up to level 5 and out into Karanos so that we can pick up. And next time we'll alternate. Instead of doing Nessingwary, we'll do some missions with her. Okie dokie. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and listening. I look forward to seeing you all on the next episode of Lore of